Good Tuesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Conversations Daily News. Glad you all could be with us. We, of course, have news headlines coming up on this Tuesday. Have a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. And in today's news you can use, Joan Woodward, the president of Travelers Institute, joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show yesterday, to talk about how we can put the brakes on distracted driving. You don't want to miss those tips. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Tuesday headlines. In national news, driving or flying before feasting? The Associated Press shares some tips for Thanksgiving travelers. Getting a big holiday meal on the table can be stressful for the cook, but for guests, just getting to the table also can be difficult, and there's no butterball hotline for hurried travelers, says the Associated Press. The number of people traveling 50 miles or more from home for Thanksgiving is expected to reach 55 million this week, a slight increase over last year, according to AAA projections. And while misery loves company, there are some steps travelers can take to improve the experience. The Associated Press says early birds get the open roads. Most travelers, more than 49 million, are expected to drive to their Thanksgiving destinations. Traffic is expected to peak on Wednesday, the day before the holiday. The worst time to be on the road will be between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. that day, according to NRIX, a transportation data and insights provider. Not only will traffic jams slow you down, they can result in crashes caused by distracted drivers, said Megan Jones, a senior actuary at Artery, another company that analyzes mobility data. When traffic is moving at a more steady pace and you don't have as much of that stop and go, folks are less inclined to pick up their phone, she said. However, speeding also increases around the holiday, she said, with the greatest rate of high-risk driving of more than 80 miles per hour on the Sunday after Thanksgiving. Drivers should be thoughtful about their own behavior and alert to those around you, she said. The Associated Press says also take it easy, not queasy. Road trips with children pose additional challenges, including breaking up backseat fights and keeping car sickness at bay. While those traveling on Thanksgiving Day might be tempted to hold off on meals or snacks given they are headed to a feast, that could be a bad move, says one pediatrician and parenting coach. An empty stomach can make symptoms of nausea worse, so make sure anybody prone to car sickness has a satiated belly and is hydrated, they said. Additional tips include avoiding screen time, opening the window for fresh air, and having the child look at the horizon. In more national news, Biden pardons national Thanksgiving turkeys while marking his 81st birthday with jokes about his age. Turkeys Liberty and Bell have new appreciation for the phrase, "Let freedom ring." The Thanksgiving birds played their part Monday in the annual White House tradition that this year coincided with President Joe Biden's 81st birthday, a president issuing a pardon and sparing them from becoming someone's holiday dinner. First, Biden, the oldest president in U.S. history, wanted to make light of his age. "By the way, it's my birthday today," the president said, noting that guests with him in the Oval Office before the event sang happy birthday. "I just want you to know it's difficult turning 60. Difficult." He also noted that the presentation of a national Thanksgiving turkey to the White House has been a tradition for more than 7 decades. "This is the 76th anniversary of this event, and I want you to know I wasn't there for the first one," Biden said. The Democrat's age has become an issue as he seeks re-election next year. In international news, U.S. Defense Secretary Austin meets with Zelensky in Kyiv to show steadfast support for Ukraine. U.S. Defense Secretary Lord Austin made an unannounced visit to Kyiv on Monday in a high-profile push to keep money and weapons flowing to Ukraine, even as U.S. and international sources are stretched by the new global risk raised by the Israel and Hamas conflict. Austin, who traveled to Kyiv from Poland, met with President Zelensky, Defense Minister, and the Chief of Staff. While there, Austin announced the Pentagon will be sending an additional $100 million in weapons to Ukraine from U.S. existing stockpiles, including artillery and munitions for air defense systems. The package also includes another high-mobility artillery rocket system. Austin said Ukraine's effort to defeat Russian forces matters to the rest of the world and that U.S. support will continue for the long haul. Zelensky said Austin's visit was a very important signal for Ukraine. "We count on your support," Zelensky said, thanking Congress as well as the American people for their backing. And finally, in business news, Wall Street gains ground at the start of a holiday-shortened week. Wall Street rose on Monday to begin a holiday-shortened week, pushing to its best level in more than 3 months. The S&P 500 was 0.8% higher in late trading on Monday, coming off its third straight winning week. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 242 points, or 0.7%. Microsoft was the strongest force, pushing the market higher, and it rose 2.4% after it said it's bringing on Sam Altman for a new venture following his sudden dismissal as CEO of OpenAI. Microsoft said it will also continue its partnership with OpenAI as fervor around artificial intelligence technology and the huge profits it's expected to create continue to dominate Wall Street. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's some time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Tuesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. There's nothing wrong with dreaming big, but to make it a reality, you have to be willing to do the heavy lifting when it comes to the work. If you aren't afraid of the challenge, then keep pushing and watch your dreams come true. Have an amazing Tuesday. Joan Woodward, the president of Traveler Institute, joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show. Here's a bit of that conversation. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your news you can use. Joan Woodward, the president of Travelers Institute, joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about ways that we can put the brakes on distracted driving. Here's a bit of our conversation.
If you don't mind, I want to start with you. Can you tell us about the different types of distractions that drivers face on the road and how they can combat those this year?
Yeah, it's really a terrific opportunity to take a minute out of our day and think about distracted driving. So it's anything you do that doesn't keep your eyes and your mind on the road. So reaching for something in the back seat, eating, using your phone, anything that diverts your attention away from the road and really puts others at risk. So luckily, there are some simple tips we have for staying safe behind the wheel, and here's a few. So first, program that navigation or set up your podcast before you leave. Take a moment to be intentional and prepared. And two, speak up. When you see someone driving distracted, that's your moment. So send that signal to friends or family that's driving that it's not okay, it's not acceptable. And three, if you must take that call or send that text, pull over somewhere where you can be safe, and then you can do that.
Joan, those are some great practical tips that I think all of us, young and old, can really appreciate that. I mentioned you're the president, Joan, of Travelers Institute. Travelers recently did a survey that they released the details of. Can you share us more about what you found there?
Sure. Our risk survey shows that 70% of respondents see distracted driving as a bigger problem now than even a few years ago. Phone use continues to be the big problem. More than a quarter of our respondents admit to using social media while they're driving. I mean, even actively shopping, making a purchase while they're driving. I mean, this is alarming stuff. So one easy thing you can do is most smartphones allow you to block incoming notifications while you drive. So on that iPhone, it's called Driving Focus. And Android users, it's called driving mode. So activate that do not disturb while you're driving mode. It will save lives.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. But let's get on to more news, message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and a question entertainment spotlight. Until then, we're host Cyrus Webb saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.